Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Praga Caput Regni.
So this is Praga Caput Regni. As you can see, it's a little bit of a table hog, but there you have it. I have set this game up as a 2-player game. Differences between the 2, 3 and 4-player game is marked up in this corner. So on a 2-player game, we're only playing this much of it, 3-player game is there, 4-player game is there. The starting position of this wheel also changes. So on a 2-player game, we start pointing there. On a 4-player game, we would start pointing there. On a 3-player game, we start pointing there. The reason for that difference is when this cube drops into the hole, which happens just there, that's the point that we move this cube down. When this cube is there and that drops, that is the end of the game. When this cube goes past the sign that says how many players you have, you are changing to level 2 tiles. So that's all these tiles become level 2 tiles, which have a little bit different stuff on it. There's double strength on these tiles, etc. I'll go into what they are and what they do in a moment. If you're playing a 2-player game, so the cube drops, this one comes down, you're still on the first round until you get to here. Once you get to here, that's when you change out to the level 2 cubes. And in essence, that's the only difference on the 2, 3 or 4-player game. So, what is going on with this game? What is the purpose of it? The entire game is here. All of this stuff comes out of what you do here. So on your turn, all you're doing is you're choosing one of these tiles. If it's here, you get it for free. If it's in the red zone, you're paying 1 money for it. Paying 1 money for this one, paying 2 money for this one, paying 2 money for this one. If one of these tiles has managed to get into the blue area, you would get points for taking it. So it encourages you to take this one because you'll get 2 points as opposed to spending 1 money for that one. The first thing to realize is when you select a tile, you get what is in this location. So I would get 1 more stone by doing that. Stone is tracked there. So stone, gold. This tile then gives you the option of using the mine or taking one of the red hexes. So let's talk the mine first. Notice there's a little slash on that one. What that is saying is you can either take stone from your mine. This area here is your mine. Wherever you have your cube, you're taking that amount of stone, so the open area. So you would get 2 stone by just taking the stone. 1, 2. Or the other option is you can move this marker along one and then take 1 stone. If I was at this point and I did that, I would take this cube out to take the 1 stone. That would then push me up this track. Because I've now covered the number 1, I would get to select one of these tokens, which gives some bonuses ongoing. Level 1 and level 2 are ongoing bonuses. So in this case, whenever you advance on the gold track, you get 2 extra points. Or if we do it on the stone track, you get 2 extra points. Or if you take a stone, you get an extra stone and a point. So you take one of them, put the others back in at the bottom of the deck. Once you have chosen which one you're doing, you put that back in this position and move the entire wheel around. Before I do that, however, let's talk about the red hex. What that allows you to do is take one of these 3 hexes. So he might choose this one. He will then place it down in this lower portion of the board. What's happening with this hex is, firstly, if he places it there, he would gain one of these markers. I'll talk about why they're important in a moment. If this one was there and he placed that one there, he would gain 2 markers because he's next to 2 of those blue spots. Because this one has a cube spot, all he does is mark that. Now, it would have cost him 3 money to put this one down. He only has 2 at the moment, so he wouldn't actually be able to do that one. But let's say, just for our purposes, he had 4 money. So by putting this one down, it costs him 3 money. He gains 2 stone. 1, 2. And he puts his cube on there. Now, the importance of that cube is once this space is surrounded, so there's 3 more hexes in there, whoever has the most cubes would get both tracks. So if he can have the most cubes when that's surrounded, he gets 8 points. If he doesn't have the most cubes, he needs to choose the top row or the bottom row. He would also get one of these gold arches by taking the top row. And those points are tracked around the outside of the board. But that doesn't happen straight away. That would only happen once that is totally surrounded. Also by taking that, that's saying that he can move along on the cathedral track, which is this track up here, so he can move one that direction. Where you want to end up with this is preferably up there. And this track you want to end up there. Whenever you have one of those symbols, you're going to move from left to right on that cathedral track. Whenever you come up against one of these blue ones, you'll move from right to left along this track. At any point, if you have the arches to do it, so it's going to cost 2 white arches, you can move up 1 row. Now, because he's moved up a row onto a 2 points, he gets those 2 points immediately. And those 2 arches are now spent. If he wishes to move up from here to here, he will need to spend 2 arches as well as 1 gold and 1 stone. Alternately, if he does an action like that again, which pushes him to there, he's pushed on top of an arrow, which automatically sends him up there. He still needs to spend the 1 gold and 1 stone to make the move, but he doesn't have to spend the arches to make that move. And going up to the top level is 1 gold and 2 stone. When you do get up to the top of this building, so you get to that top point, that allows you to gain one of these, which is another end game. You just keep that in front of you with your marker on it. So you just keep that in front of you to give you some other end game points. The other option he had with building that red hex is one of these tiles. Notice they don't have the space for the cube or the red marking at the top. It will cost him 1 gold and 1 stone to use it. So let's just imagine he's spent that. He can put that in anywhere he likes. By the way, if you go inside the wall, it's going to cost you another gold, but you can get 2 points, or a gold and get 3 points, or gold and get 1 point. But if he, for example, placed that hex there, spent the gold and the stone, he would gain 1 egg and 1 white arch for the placement. He then gets points for every hex that is surrounding this plaza. So there's 3 hexes surrounding it, so he would get 3 points. 1, 2. If this one is taken, he can spend a gold to get an egg. I'll talk about why eggs are important in a moment, but just accept it for the moment. He can spend a gold to get an egg. He can do the same thing with his gold mine that his quarry. So either take the gold, which is showing 3 gold at the moment, or he could move that along and just take 1 gold instead of the 3. Not as well as one or the other. The other option he has is building a wall. What building a wall looks like is choosing one of these 3 pieces. Let's say he chooses this one. It's going to cost him 1 gold and 2 stone to use it. So he would reduce his gold, he would reduce his stone, and where he's placing it is somewhere around this board. So by placing it there, what he's now doing is he gets to do that gold action again, which is either go mining or move the cube along one. So he might do that and gain 1 gold. So that's for that one. And then he gets to do the red action 1 more time. He will still have to pay for the thing, but it might be worth his while. So if he spends 3 money, he can place this. He might place it there. He gets 1 book, which is that, which now opens him up to get the level 2 tile. And he gets 2 points, 1, 2. And then he gets a point for everything around this plaza. So there's 4 more points there. If he were to place it here, he would have done exactly that and the quarry. If he placed it here, he'd do the quarry and the bridge action. I'll get to that action in a moment. Here, he would do the bridge action and the upgrade action in either order, by the way. And once again, I'll get to that in a moment. Here, he'd do the upgrade and this action, the wall action again. Here you do wall action and gold mine action. And he can choose any of them, and you can put that piece in at any angle that he wishes. The reason for being able to go at any angle is if you can link this marker of the arch with another picture, then you get both of the things in the picture. So if, for example, on the next turn he puts that one there, that would get him 2 white arches. If he were to put that one there, he would get a white arch and 2 money. The other token that we've got is this one, which allows him to do an upgrade, which is one of these. When you do an upgrade, you take one of these 3 and put it over the top of one of these. It doesn't have to be over that one. It could be over that one, could be over that one. You can have that arch facing any direction you like, but just bear in mind that if you cover something up, you're obviously, that isn't on that particular tile, you're not going to be able to do that upgrade. So it might not be 100% worthwhile covering that one. If previously that piece had been put in like that, this one can upgrade and you'll get 2 of the white arches. Or if previously a piece had been put in like that and he placed that, he would get 1 of these red markers. This little symbol here is talking about the university. So all you do is you shift your block up 1 spot. At the moment, when you hit the level 2 tiles, so second half of the game, you're going to be moving up 2 each time instead of just the 1. The other thing you can do with this tile is the bridge action, which is here. So he would move to the first space on the bridge. So here he would gain 2 rock or 2 gold. So he might take the 2 gold. And then if he has an egg, which he does, he would spend that egg to upgrade either the quarry or the mine. The next time this gets played, he would move to there and get those 2 things, then there and get those 2 things. And then the 4th time, what he's going to do is gain 1 of these tiles. So he would take the top 3, have a look at them and get the stuff off whichever one he chooses and put the others back. The one that he chose, he would put onto the bridge and take whatever he's covering up. So he'd take 2 money and a white arch and take 2 money and a gold arch for that. This cube being knocked off goes to there. That allows him to push up on that track again. And then the 5th time he does the wall action, all he's doing is choosing 1 of these markers. So choose 1 of the 3, cover something up, it doesn't really matter what, might do that one, so he gets 2 more stone and 1 of those blue things. And he'll put his marker on there. What that's going to give him, 3 points immediately, 1, 2, 3. And then at the end of the game, wherever he's up to in the gold mine, he gets that points again. So he'll get 6 more points at the end of the game at the moment, but hopefully gets to the top of that line. So that's all 3 of the markers. For each of them, there was a bonus. That's straightforward. Take some stone, that takes 2 stone. Trade a stone in for an egg, trade a gold in for an egg, take a white arch. Now, each of these 3 spots have an S or points. And what that's saying is that if I take this token, I can choose this S hex off that line. And that is basically a more beneficial thing for whichever of the 3 spots it's going to. And that's the essence of the game. Now, there's a few other things kind of hidden around the board that we need to be aware of. First up, once I move my marker to number 5, on each of them, I get to choose 1 of these and throw it in there. So whenever I now take everything in the mine thing, I'll get 6 gold. I would also get 3 points and I would also get 1 stone. When that gets pushed through to the max point, I get to choose 1 of these and mark them. So I could do that and that's going to give me another 6 points at the end of the game. Or I could do that. It's going to cost me 1 of these white arches to put it there, but for every stone and gold that I have, so I've got 7 at the moment, if this is what it looked like at the end, that would be worth 21 points to me. Of course, it's 3 points for every pair of stone and gold. Or I can take here for 2 of those, and that's 2 points for every stone, or here 2 points for every gold. One other element that I haven't spoken about is that with those arches, if you have gold arches, you can use 2 of them, so 2 gold or a gold and a white, to do 1 of these actions again. If it's been upgraded, you get to do the upgraded action. But you can choose 1 of them to do again to enable you to get kind of more out of what you're doing. So at game's end, there's a little bit of manipulation on points. So unresolved plazas first. So this is an unresolved plaza. Every player who has a claim on that plaza, so this player is only green, would get whatever's on the bottom half of the tile. So he would get 5 extra points for being there. If purple happened to be around that as well, he would also get 5 points. Then we get points for academics. So what that is talking about is this line, which is 3, multiplied by wherever this cube is up to. So this cube was sitting on 2, so this is worth 6 points at the moment. If you manage to get that there, that's worth 9 points. If you can get that there, it's 21 points. Then we go up to the 2 walls. Firstly, you score for the row, so green would get 8 points for being in that row. And then he would get 2 multiplied by the number of these that he had, so you get another 2 points at the moment. Notice if you haven't moved at all, it's not going to be worth any points. So you really do need to be pushing up towards here. And that works the same for both of those areas. Then you get points for the number of walls that are surrounding your personal board. So if you have 3 walls surrounding there, you're getting 4 points. If you've got 4, you've got 10 points. If you've got 6, you've got 18 points. So realistically, you're looking for 6 of them minimum by the end of the game, so you can get 4 points. They don't have to be touching, by the way. Then you get final points. So this guy's going to get 3 points for every gold that he can mine. So that would actually get him 3 times 24 points because his gold is up to 8. Gain the points up here, which we've already discussed. So he would get 21 points for that. And then any leftover eggs, if he has 1, it's worth 1 point. If he had 2, it would be worth 3. 3 is worth 6, 4 is worth 10. Any more than 4 is worth 10. And whoever is first on this track wins. That is everything in Praga Caput Regni. I think that I've covered everything. I hope that's the case. I hope that is understandable of how the game plays and how it pushes forward. I think that that is everything. Please go ahead and watch my gameplay to get a feel for how the game actually plays. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplayed, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.